Hare Krishna. Welcome to another edition of Goswami's Kitchen, in which we teach you how to feed the Swami, that is myself, of course, and to help him live longer. Just like they have in the zoo, do not feed the animals. Well, we also have a sign, do not feed the sannyasi unless you know his diet, because you can really harm him. So we add some water. We're adding it to the half mark on the pot. Put it into the Instapot. Plug it into the wall. Set it to heat. We're going to do 3 minutes on high pressure. So we let it warm up while we put all the ingredients in. We put a little dab of paprika. This is called smoked paprika. So we don't advise you to smoke it, but it's smoked at the factory. And then we put a little dab of turmeric. Turmeric is very good. It's a blood purifier. A little dab of turmeric. And then we put 1 cup of quinoa, like that. We get the vegetables out. We have the vegetables sort of pre-prepared. Here's the carrots. So I put them in whole. And then tomato or tomato, depending on how you pronounce it. Slice it in half, just throw it in. It's a very quick way to prepare things. Then throw the broccoli. This has been pre-washed, of course. The broccoli in, along with some greens that have been pre-washed. And then we throw a cup of peas. Put it on top of here. And then the top on the Instapot, make sure it's sealed. Okay, I'll just leave that alone for right now. Okay, so what we're preparing right now is sort of like a salad type of thing. Here's Krishna's plate. We put squeezed lemon. Lemon is very healthy. Keeps the body alkaline. Half an avocado. Few pieces of whole pepper. We're not going to use the whole thing. And at the same time, we're going to be putting up some tofu. Tofu is actually very healthy and a good source of protein. So I take this pot, this is a non-stick pot, and I put it on the fire. Turn up the fire to high. Take the tofu out. Cut it into strips that we can put in the pan, and have this cooking at the same time we prepare everything else. Put that in here. So let's continue with the salad we have here. Olives. You squeeze them first to get the salt out of them, and just squeeze them again as we're putting them in to make sure there's no pits, because we don't want to offer pits to Krishna. Put some hemp. Don't worry, hemp is legal. Hemp seeds, that is. Which are full of protein. Sauerkraut. This is made by the devotees. We put a little almond butter on top of this whole preparation. This is just almonds. That's all. Nothing else is in it. Then we prepare the container which the soup, the quinoa soup, and the vegetables are going to go in. We put the spicing in on top of the salad and on top of the container that we're going to use for the quinoa soup. We do a little bit of black peppers, asafoetida, not asafoetida, and a little bit of SALT, salt. Sodium chloride, just a little bit. You don't want to put too much because it can actually be bad for the health if you put too much. So a little bit here and a little bit there. Then on top of both of those, we put a little olive oil. Olive oil. This is cold pressed olive oil. Cold pressed olive oil is very good for you. You never want to cook with olive oil. If you cook with olive oil or any oil, it becomes carcinogenic. But if you use raw olive oil, it's very healthy. It's like the Mediterranean diet. Remember that. So everything I'm making is extremely healthy so that you will live longer. Like I said in the beginning, don't feed the sannyasi unless you're sure of what the sannyasi's diet is. We'll put out some other bowls for the other preparations. Dried greens that we offer. You don't have to learn how to make them. Might be too complicated for all of your brains to figure that out. Dried kale. And then we put the pre-prepared sweet in there for Krishna. This is made by a great devotee named Sadhvi Devidasi. We'll put a tulsi leaf on each, or in each container, or on each preparation, and tulsi leaf in the water container. We have this tofu that's actually cooking right now, so now we want to turn it over because it's on high heat. So we turn over each piece. If you're real careful, you won't burn yourself, and if you aren't careful, you're going to burn yourself. Otherwise, you could use a wooden spatula, which I do sometimes. So here you can see how the tofu strips are browning. And you can also see how the other preparations I am preparing here are getting ready to be offered to the deities. And so now it's just a question of waiting, and then you can actually see the deities for a second if you like. Krishna is the enjoyer. Krishna and Radharani are the enjoyers of everything. Whatever we do, whatever we offer, whatever we give away, should be done for their pleasure. Now it's just a question for everything to get finished, for the tofu to get properly toasted or browned on both sides, and for the Instapot, the pressure cooker, to finish with its 3 minutes of high pressure cooking. And then we'll be ready to make the offering. So we just wait for a few minutes, chant Hare Krishna, do something practical, and be Krishna conscious. I mean, this is a very easy way to prepare a dinner for sannyasi, particularly someone like myself, so that they will live longer. We don't want the sannyasis to go back to Godhead too soon. Sometimes I think with a lot of the diets that people are eating, that we're trying to facilitate devotees going back to Godhead as soon as possible. We'd like the devotees to stay here to give us association and eventually go back to Godhead. We have no problem with going back to Godhead. Our problem is when people go back to Godhead and leave us alone in this material world. Because I'm not thinking I'm going back to Godhead, I'm just going to serve Prabhupada life after life. So I want all my God brothers, God sisters, God uncles, God aunts, God nephews, God forbid, whatever, to stay in this world as long as possible to serve Srila Prabhupada. We need everybody. So to stay in this world as long as possible, it's important to have a healthy lifestyle. Healthy lifestyle doesn't mean only what you eat, controlling your tongue, of course. Healthy lifestyle means basically that one exercises every day, rests sufficiently. What I find is that devotees oftentimes don't rest sufficiently. Actually, the human body, for most of us, needs 8 hours or more a night to be healthy, or else the immune system gets depleted, and then so many other diseases come out, like cancer and other diseases. We're not able to fight the coronavirus. And of course, there's other things we need to do, like make sure we have enough vitamin D in our diet, enough vitamin C in our diet, and other things like this, but I'm not going to give a health video right now. But the whole point is take care of yourself. So if you take care of yourself, you'll live a longer life, and you'll ultimately do more service for Krishna than if you had just run around and neglected yourself in the meantime, thinking, I don't want to waste any time. It's not a waste of time to take care of the body. So anyway, so let's just wait and see what happens is when this is all done and we're ready to offer to Krishna. So it's just 3 minutes at high pressure. And when it's finished, you'll actually hear a beep from the pressure cooker. Hare Krishna. See? It even listens to me. And then when you do that, you release the pressure. Watch out. Don't go near it. because it will burn you. Okay, so while the pressure is being released, we get everything ready for the offering. So the tofu is finished. So we take 1 or 2 strips of the tofu and put it on top of that salad for offering to Krishna. Then we wait until all the pressure is released. Should open up now. And very carefully take the top off. And here's the bowl for the soup to offer to Krishna. So we take one of the tomatoes, depending on how you pronounce it, put it in there. Take some of the carrot, put it in there, and a sample of whatever else is in the soup. Like we mentioned, it has broccoli, it has so many healthy things in there. And then we put the top on this so it stays warm. And this gives you an idea what the soup looks like. Now we have the offering ready, see? We have the sweet for Krishna. We have the salad for Krishna, and we're going to put them on the altar right now. Okay, and then we'll offer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sorry, you can't watch the offering, because that is a very intimate exchange with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thank you very much for joining us for this cooking class. And if you cook like this and you eat very simple, without fried food, without sugar, without cooking with oil, without simple carbohydrates, then you will be healthier and live longer, guaranteed. And you exercise every day, which I do. I think today I did 10,806 steps in our neighboring mountain park. And also, I did everything else. I told a few jokes, I was humorous, I was relaxed, I served Krishna, I chanted my rounds, went to Mangal Arati, took rest early, slept about 8 hours at night, so I was fully rested. All these things are required to keep your health so you can serve Krishna to the maximum extent. That's the whole point, is to maximize your service, your coherent service. It's important to be coherent also when you're serving, because if you're incoherent, how are you going to serve? You're going to make so many mistakes, you may hurt yourself, you may hurt others. Your ability to explain Krishna consciousness will be much curtailed at that particular point. So please take care of yourself. Thank you. Hari Bol.